Hello and welcome to the Everyday Board Game Podcast with your host, Daniel.
And Daniel.
And today with our special guest...
I'm Dammit Dom.
Welcome, Dom. Welcome to the show.
Welcome back.
Welcome back.
I
know he's been here before. I'm trying to give him a polite... Well, sir. Listeners of the podcast will already know how spicy he gets when we have a special guest. Dom, we appreciate you being here. We don't appreciate this attitude, mister.
And this is after a vacation. Imagine if I didn't have the vacation.
And this is the first 30 seconds into the episode. My goodness.
42.
Well, now it is. I'm actually here. All right. Sorry, it felt like a lot longer all of a sudden. I don't know why. Anyway,
because we've already
welcome
started.
To the episode. Welcome to, you know what? Quiet you. Welcome to the episode. My new co-host.
He's spicier than I am.
So, tell the people what the episode is today and why we have Dom.
Today we're going to have a little fun one. We did this once before back in October of 2021. This is our Chits and Giggles, our go-to Halloween games. And we thought it would be nice to invite our friends on this one. Unfortunately, Gamehead Geek was invited. He couldn't make it. He was just coming back from a trip himself. So we did get Dammit Dom to come join us, so that's always a plus. Mm-hmm. And it's our go-to game. So we put a little caveat on ourselves. First off, we're not going to be talking about, weirdly enough, the 6 games we talked about last time because we didn't do 8 games at the time. We only ever did 8 games in the top 8 debates. So we decided, as we talked about earlier in the year, that we may be redoing some of our older podcast episodes with our more efficient way we do nowadays.
Yeah.
So that is a big thing what's going on. So our caveat, we cannot talk about the 6 games that were on our specific list. Dammit Dom is free range to do whatever he wants.
Yeah. So, full caveat, speaking of not talking about them, do we want to list them off real quick just so that way people know? All right. So it was Evil Dead 2, the board game, Candy Chaser, Elder Sign, Grim Masquerade, Ghost Love Candy, and Nightmare. Those were our go-to.
And mine was Unmatched Cobble and Fog, Eldritch Horror, Elder Sign as well, Arkham Horror LCG, Abomination, Heir to Frankenstein, and my number 1 was Horrified back in the day, so I can't talk about that one. Okay. That is still one of my go-to Halloween games, especially since there's so many now.
Yeah, there is. So, Dom, what would have been yours if you were completely ill-equipped like 4 years ago when we did our list?
It might be his number 1 right now.
Actually, some of them will show up on this list of what they would have been 4 years ago.
Okay, all right.
Actually, I'm looking at this. I pretty much, had all of these 4 years ago. So,
So how long did it take you to compile the list?
Short list, probably about 20, 30 minutes.
20, 30? That's not bad.
Just going through the collection, going like, yep. That counts.
That has a chance. Yeah. How'd you go about deciding like which ones you pick for your go-to?
Some of them were just like, usually if it's once a year and I'm going to play it, it'll be during this time frame.
Okay.
And some of them are like, okay, you can play them year round, but they really do kind of reflect this time of year.
Okay.
So,
very good.
Yeah.
So now my big question is, what's your like, not outside of gaming, what's your like Halloween routine? Like, are you one that like passes out candy? Or are you just kind of like hunker in, watch movies? Or you just like don't talk to me kind of people? Like what's your Halloween style?
It just depends on where I'm living and kind of what's going on. If I know there's a lot of kids coming around the neighborhood, then it'll be pass out candy. It's always put up decorations either at my mom's house or my brother's house, things like that. So it just depends on kind of where I'm at and what the neighborhood is like.
Cool. Awesome. Daniel, what's your go-to Halloween routine? Like, what do you actually do every Halloween?
Turn off the lights, go into my bedroom, and watch horror movies.
So you don't hand out candy at all?
My dogs would hate people walking up to my door.
That's true. You don't want to kick them out all day?
No.
Yeah, they would hate you then after that.
Yeah, no. But back in the day, I used to go to like Halloween parties, haunted houses. The local one down here, the KLAQ haunted houses was always pretty cool. Always did the corn mazes that have like haunted houses in them. Those were always neat. Just recently, I just got back from a trip that we'll talk about in about 2 episodes. But I went to Halloween Horror Nights, which was fantastic. But there are some issues, and I'll talk about that later. But in about 2 weeks, so pay attention for that.
Yeah.
Foreshadowing.
So my go-to Halloween like thing is 12 years ago when I started like really getting into gaming and stuff. I was already like having kind of like some groups over and stuff. Halloween was like the go-to. We talked about it in the last list. Nightmare. That's my go-to game. And that's just because it's just like it's so awful, but it's so campy and hilarious that was a tradition before I started like really getting into gaming.
So is he talking about Nightmare the game or the Nightmare of the game that he made us play?
Yeah, sure.
Fredericus.
Did you ever play Nightmare though?
Yes.
Like in one of our Halloweens where I put the speaker underneath the table.
Not that you didn't do that, but you had a sound system in the back.
Oh, okay. So at least it was loud enough.
Yeah, it was loud.
Like, where as soon as like the thunderclap happens, you dim the lights, have fun. Yeah, we try to invite a lot of people over at least on the Friday before Halloween, and it's been a tradition ever since. So.
Yeah, it's the year I dressed up as Fallout.
Oh, yeah. And so the reason I like to bring that up is because you'll notice some of the games kind of reflect that setting. And I think that's worth knowing because our listeners, if they are going to be, picking these go-to games, different gamers have different styles, right? Like some would like to hide out and watch movies. Some will invite a bunch of people over and have like a Halloween shindig. Some will be, like kind of playing games while people or kids are roaming around and not really like hiding or anything. So there's a lot of different factors. So keep that in mind, our listeners. That's why I brought that up. So with that being said, Dom, what have you been playing lately?
Oh, let's see. Over this last week, one of the more interesting ones that I've been playing, it's a little bit harder to find. Actually, I played with you, which is Tonari.
Yeah. Oh man. When I was looking at what I've been playing, I saw the list. I'm like, oh, it's so good, so good.
Yeah, Tonari if you've played Saikatsu before, it's sort of like Saikatsu in some ways, but instead of putting stuff out on the board, you're pulling stuff off the board, trying to score the most points for sets. Some chips just score you straight points, and you're moving. It's basically a Japanese fishing boat, and you're moving around, and you're trying to kind of not. If you're playing two players, is what we played at. You're trying not to set up the other player for good moves. But if you play any more than that, the scoring gets interesting because you're trying to set up the player to your left, who's the next player, for more points because your points are combined with theirs to get your total score. Yeah. So it's an interesting game. It's got some interesting things going on with it. So yeah, that was one of the ones that really stuck out in my mind was Tonari.
Yeah, and beautiful components. Those components were fantastic. I was trying to remember what game it reminded me of, and I recently remembered it. It reminded me of Costa Rica, by the Matthew Dunstan game, where you're all kind of building the pass outward from the corners and stuff. That it had a lot of we're moving one piece,
and you gotta, like you just said earlier, you have to be careful about setting up the next player for their move and stuff like that.
You want to give him something good because that adds to you, but him and I, it's well, there's a bunch of negative points over there, so I guess we'll kind of go this way, but then you won't have an option, so it would kind of stick each other with terrible tiles. It was pretty fun.
Nice.
Yeah, a lot of cool tonal shifts. It was a really great game.
All right, the first game I want to talk about was a fun one that I played with you guys as well. It was one of my games that I brought out. It was on your Shelf of Shame as well. And by the way, this is by far one of the most beautiful games I own, and this is River of Gold from Office Dog Games.
Yeah.
Ooh. It is a gorgeous game and very simplistic for what it is. For as much depth in that game, it's pretty simple. You roll a die at the start of your turn, and you got a few actions you can do. You can turn stuff in to move up on a track. You can move your boat, a roll and move mechanism, down the thing and gather resources or points or coins or just different resources based on the buildings that are on the river side. You could build on the riverside a bit depending on what the symbol is on the die, and then you'll get rewards based on that. It is such a great looking game. I want to play it more because there's so many different strategies you can play in this game. Even with the fact that it's a roll of the die, there are so much choices that you could do. Okay, I rolled this die. Do I want to move that boat or do I want to move that boat? And where am I going to end up? Or do I want to play here? Or do I want to use this specific card and number to turn in this card for these resources to move up on a track or get a special reward, that kind of thing. It is such a good game. I was pleasantly surprised. And this is in the Legends of Five Rings universe. Yeah. And it is such a good game that I may want to look into the Legends of Five Rings if I could find some LCG copies out there somewhere and just check it out. But this was such a fantastic style of game because this is where my go-to right now is simplistic choices, mechanisms, but a lot of depth. And River Gold has that in troves.
Mm-hmm. Cool. First game I want to talk about is a card game from 1998. One of these is not like the others. No, this is a game I've had ever since I was probably 12 years old or so. Yeah, give or take. I've had it since then.
Magic the Gathering?
No, it was after I got out of... So it is a Magic-themed-esque game that is from Wizards of the Coast. It's called Earthquake. And this was one of their lines where they're like, hey, we have a bunch of card games that aren't collectible. They're just like a classic card game. It's designed by Mike Elliott, who's a classic designer. And he designed this card game. And it's basically kind of like a weird gin rummy-esque game. Mm-hmm. You have 5 different suits, which happen to match the 5 different colors of mana in Magic. And by the way, they use Magic art on as the characters, although they're like normal cards. What you do on your turn is you play 2 actions. Basically, you play a set of cards from your hand, or you can play a special card. There's like a handful of special cards. But what you do is, let's say I play down like 3 blue cards, right? I'm going to multiply the number that I put down times the total number of blue cards there are on the table. So if you have a blue card and you have 2 blue cards, I put down 3, that's 3 times 6, I get 18 points. First to 100 points wins. But I might put down 2 sets of 2 different colors, or I could do a special card. And what's cool is at the beginning of your turn, you dump all the cards in front of you anyway. So those don't stick around, but everything else that everyone else has played stays around until their next turn. So you get a play off of like their combos and what they're playing and stuff. The special cards is one that's like just 5 points flat, real simple. There's another one where you can play an unlimited amount of cards, which is called Time Warp. You can play that. You also have opportunity where you draw 4 cards, so you might do that real quick to try and combo off of it. And then there's also the Earthquake card, which is what the game is named after, where it dumps all of the cards that are in front of everybody. So it's one of the funnest things to pull off like a combo. You play Time Warp, I gotta play a bunch. I'm gonna play an opportunity, another opportunity. I have 8 more cards. Now I'm just playing, scoring everything, and Earthquake, dump everything. Now I just got a whole bunch of points and screw you guys. It's real silly. It's real quick. It plays in like 10 minutes. It's enough where you could reshuffle it. And all the people who I showed it to, they're like, hey, we've never heard of this game. This needs a reprint. This is great. And they want to make it out of actual Magic cards. Even though Time Warp is like a $300 card or something like that, they still want to get 2 copies so that way they can have it for the game. It's so dumb, and use lands for the actual game itself. It's a good old time. Earthquake.
The next game I want to talk about is Res Arcana. It's a nice little 8-card engine building game, and you've got your 8-card deck. You've got 1 mage, and they may give you resources. They might give you a special power, and then you have a bunch of extra tiles out on the table, which every turn you're going to get 1 of those tiles. Some tiles exchange stuff. Some tiles just give you resources. Some tiles exchange stuff for points. So, and then you've got these 4, usually, well, if you're playing 2 players, there's 4 major tiles out there that help you generate your points. But what's really interesting about the game is that you don't even actually have to use those major tiles, because you can generate enough points off of, depending on your deck or your 8 cards, off of that to win the game. And it's just simply a race to 13 points. And you just build your engine, you run your engine, and 13 points is kind of that nice number that you hit there and you felt like I've actually accomplished something, and I've got to run my engine a couple of times. So yeah, it's one of the ones. It's one of my mom's favorite ones. So we play this quite a bit. So that's Res Arcana.
Yeah, I haven't played this in a while since you showed it to us that one time. I need to play it some more.
Same.
All right, the next game on my list was another one that we all played together. It was also another one that was on your Shelf of Shame, and this was Cosmoctopus, an interesting little engine builder aspect game that kind of has a Cthulhu-esque theme on it. It's an old one, deep space, octopus, spaghetti monster.
It's really more spaghetti monster, right? Or flying spaghetti monster.
No, but we're cultists trying to summon the spaghetti monster,
Sure.
so it's kind of Cthulhu-ish.
Yes, yeah.
Well, any of the H.P. Lovecraft kind of like
Sure.
Deep One horrors and stuff like that
Right.
has that feel to it, but it, like in a tongue-in-cheek manner. It has some fantastic card play, and it's all it is a race to 8 tentacles to draw the Deep One to your covenant, I guess you can say. And again, it's another one of those with like simple turns where you're playing a card out, and you're either or you're moving the thing out either to play cards, to gather resources, to pay for cards. That helps your little engine going for the different ways for you to, hey, if I do this, then I can load up on this card, and that gives me a tentacle. But every time I get a tentacle, I can get a second tentacle or some extra resources as you're going. So it's a nice little small engine builder with some simple movement of I guess the older one. I don't know what to call it. We called him Bob for the longest time.
It was Bob.
It was Bob. And so we would keep moving Bob as we were saying. And it was so interesting about that because you just move it and then you'll gain the resource. But it's like, I don't want to really go there. Maybe I can, spend I forget. I think it was like you had to discard a card or something like that. And you moved him an extra space and you could do it as many times as you have that certain resource or whatever. And that was a fantastic choice on there. And so I really did enjoy this one. So much so that they got an expansion coming out on a Kickstarter or something like that here pretty soon, or just starting. So I'm interested in looking into that one as well. So my pick here was Cosmoctopus. And how's it going, Board Game Bard?
Hey, Board Game Bud. So, the last game I want to talk about today of what I've been playing is kind of a cheat. We're doing 4. What have we been playing?
I told you to make it a full list.
Oh.
We were only going to do 2 if we had the full
all right.
4.
I can make it a full list. Don't you worry me. All right. The next one, then, that I was going to talk about before I was so rudely interrupted. No. The next one is actually a series of 4 games. Listeners of the podcast know that me and Daniel set goals for ourselves each year. This is all 4 forbidden games from Matt Leacock. Forbidden Island, Forbidden Desert, Forbidden Skies, Forbidden Jungle. My goal this year was to beat all 4 of them back to back using the same characters from the start to the beginning, or to the end, and we did it. We finally did it. We're playing on novice mode on all 4 of them. Forbidden Sky was the one that kept messing us up. Every time we attempted it, Island, easy. Desert, it was a little nail biting, but nothing too crazy. Sky kept dying at one after the other. It wasn't even close. We finally played it on like a slightly easier mode because we're like, all right, we gotta like have some help here. And because the one big thing that I think this is an oversight. In 2 players, you draw 2 threat cards at the end of every turn starting. That's the only player count that you do that with. In Forbidden Skies, if you have 3 or more players, you're drawing 1 threat card at a time, no matter what. So between me and my son's turn, we were getting twice as many cards as starting as any other player count, which is, I think that was the reason we kept dying. Like if it was a 3-player game, all the other 3 games would have been more difficult, but us started doing it. So we notched it down 1 step, which was, I was looking online, a lot of people on Board Game Geek do that on that very reason. Because novice mode is actually way incredibly difficult. After that though, Forbidden Jungle, destroyed it. We beat the Gauntlet, Forbidden Gauntlet as we called it, and that is the second game that I have been playing.
You never listen.
Allow me a moment. I thought you meant full list as in the horror ones, but
No, we haven't even started the list yet.
That's right.
We're still doing what we've been playing, and someone doesn't know how to follow rules.
That's fine.
Dammit Dom followed the rules.
And that's okay.
Dammit Dom, your third game, please.
Yep. So my third game was a 25th century game. Actually, we all played it together, and then I got to play it with my mom, who really liked it, which is Aguida, City of Umbrellas.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So another game.
You're welcome, sir.
Yes, thank you. Got him in a trade from Danny there. So traded parts for it.
Traded pieces.
Oh, so you got rid of your copy, or you just had an extra?
Yeah, no, I gave it to Dom.
Oh, okay.
I was the least enamored out of all 4 of us. Like, it was fine. I love the drafting mechanism in it. That's such a brilliant drafting mechanism. The rest of the game was fine. That drafting mechanism was great. So if they make a game with just that drafting mechanism, 100% in. Anyway, carry on. Sorry.
Sorry, Dom.
Yep. No, it's all good. Because it was a fun game. So again, simple choices. You choose either you're going to draft 1, 2, or 3 umbrellas. If you're drafting 1, you're gaining a coin. Drafting 2, you can do for free. And if you're drafting 3, you have to pay a coin for it. Game ends when somebody fills up the board, their board, and you're just trying to score as many points as you can by manipulating your board with the tiles and the umbrellas, and then finishing your art on the wall.
Mural.
Mural. There we go. That's the word I was looking for. Mural.
Yep.
And then there's a couple other bonus points that everybody can go for, and it's one of those games that there's enough variety in it too, because you can change up those public goals.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just a fun game, and the components in it are great. I mean, they're nice chunky umbrella pieces.
Yeah.
The only thing I've found with it is that every once in a while you won't just get the color you need to come out, especially when you're playing it 2 players. It's really hard. Sometimes you're like, I need a yellow umbrella. It's the last one I need. And it doesn't come out for a while. So,
Yep.
But other than that, I mean, it's a great game. It's, like I said, simple. Plays up to 5 players. Plenty of great choices. So, yeah, that's Aguita.
I get that issue on a 2-player game, or if you're playing a game with Daniel number 2 over here, and he keeps taking all the damn umbrellas that you want.
Get good. All right, that was your problem. All right?
No, it wasn't my problem. Because every time the thing I needed came out, you immediately drafted it before it could get to my turn.
Stop aspiring for the things that I wanted too, because you knew I was closer in turn order.
Yeah, Omega.
Yeah. All right. Board game art, don't you start this now.
All right, the next game I'm going to talk about is one that we've all played together. We actually finally got to show it to you because him and me talk about it all the time. And it's a multi-use card game that him and me both love from Kid Tables Board Games. This is Cafe Barras.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Simplistic little multi-use cards where they're either using it to fulfill orders, to gain money, to help you buy other cards to put into your cafe, and score points at the end of the game. Once someone completes so many contracts or the deck runs out, you're done. So it is a fantastic, fantastic small little game with great art. Plus, it's about coffee, and you can't go wrong with coffee. As I drink right now.
Today was National Coffee Day.
Yeah, today was International Coffee Day. Yeah. Spoiler alert, we are recording this ahead of time. So, but yeah, I really did enjoy it. I love the simple turns. It's you play cards out. You play one card out, whether you're going to put it in your tableau and pay for it, or you're going to use it to gain money for later turns. And then everybody has like the public goals out there. We can either all score it depending on what's going on, or there's some that are out there that says if you have the most, you score this. Yeah. And it is fantastic. I enjoy everything about it.
My favorite part about this game was when we were playing and Game Head Geeks showed up. And you're like, guys, should we play the short game? And Dom's like, we won't need to. Like, we're good.
We're good.
It'll be over soon enough, don't worry.
And he literally ended, and it was funny, we were playing the long game no matter what, because we should have ended at 3, but we were doing the 2-player role, going to 4 apparently.
Right. So, the next game I wanted to talk about is, one of my good friends, mutual friend of ours, Jim, he comes over to my house and we have a game night, and he's been very cool about helping me try and catch up on my replay games. Mm-hmm. So we went to one of my shelves and we're like, all right, where can we find just like an abundance of games that are quick, like punchy, get them done quick. Let's just knock out a whole bunch of them, right? And so my eyes immediately went to the Phil Walker Harding shelf. I grabbed a huge stack off of there, not even caring too much what it was. Just grabbed the whole thing, set it down, and this is one of those games. Barren Park, one of my all-time favorites from him. Barren Park is just so clever, and still to this day I enjoy. I'm surprised how I didn't efficiently use every single one of my tiles. I was still the first one to end it, but I had a 4-point tile that I just never ended up using. I was like, all right, well at least I kept it from him, and I absolutely destroyed him in points. But it was one that I hadn't played in a long time, so it was really great to get that back to the table. I just love the math in it, the cleverness of it. The one thing leads to another, and yeah, and it just moves so slowly. Great components. Love it. Barren Park. Phenomenal game.
Still need to pick this one up.
Yeah.
It's been on my Christmas list for the last 3 years.
And yet, like, I don't know. I assume they're still printing it. I'm sure they are.
I've seen
like,
copies in the wild. I know Game Vault had it for a little bit too.
Yeah.
So
it's just for some reason we never do.
Yep. All right, Dammit Dom, your last game.
So my last game is one that I hadn't played in a while. And I got back into, which is Sagrada. Like, I just it ended up on the shelf somewhere. I know these two guys have problems with it.
No,
He loves it. I can't
Sagrada
see
a
it.
lot.
Yeah.
If it wasn't for like those dice, like if they were non-transparent, which again that would take so much of the fun out of the game if they were non-transparent. I just wish they were a little brighter somehow. But other than that, I love that game.
It's a great game. I just can't see it.
Yeah.
So it's a dice drafting game. You're building stained glass windows
Of Sintra.
Yeah. So
Sagrada Familia, sir.
Yeah, I know. It's Azul.
Azul, yeah.
Different games, sir. Get your
I
mind.
like them both. So.
Yeah, they're great. They're both good.
So, but
That's the joke. If it's not funny if I can explain it to you. Get good, man.
So, you want to know how I put up with these two? You just keep talking. Don't let that happen forward and edgewise.
Yeah, we're doing our best to get him derailed, and he's continuing accordingly. Go ahead,
We
go ahead.
agree. We agree.
Go ahead.
So,
It's got a good game.
It is a good game. Especially if you're playing two players, roll 5 dice.
Mm-hmm.
It's real quick. You're gonna draft it. You can also up your difficulty. So if you're playing with somebody that's new, you give them a 3 dot window, much easier to complete, and you can take a 6 dot window and just you still have that challenge of like, okay, how am I gonna do this? So and it's one of those games that, like I said, I hadn't played in a while, and got back to them. I was like, wow, I forgot how much I really like this game and how smooth it is. So that's Sagrada.
No, like I said, it's a fantastic game. I enjoyed the mess out of it, but I struggled so much. Like the blue and the purple die, I could not see the difference between the two. All right, my last game is one I've talked about quite a bit. It is kind of going to the spooky season, sort of, but I do enjoy playing this one. This is one that we bust out all the time. I take it on trips, usually, not the last one, because there wasn't any time to play games on that trip. And I take it like on our cruise and stuff like that, and it's just to go with my other game group. It's called Little Devils from Stronghold Games. We play the mess out of this. We were just played a couple rounds of it not too long ago, right before we went on our trip, just to fill some time. And it goes so good. It's like a trick-taking, shedding. You don't want to take tricks in this game. It's one of the few trick-taking games that I enjoy where you're not trying to get tricks. You're trying to feed the bad tricks to other people because you want to get the lowest score. It's golf score rules. I really want this to come back into print. I think this is a fantastic game, and it needs to get brought back into the market. You have another one that they did do in Germany, which is based off of mummies, and it's a German name about sarcophagus or something like that, back in 2018, 19, somewhere around there. But I think someone needs to pick this one up and bring it back to America. You can pick up Trickster Something in Time or something like that from Daniel Solis. Mm-hmm. He even, if you listen to our past Champions, you listen to it on our podcast with him, he'd mentioned that he took the idea of that from Little Devils, where you're trying not to win the trick, or not winning the trick, but the next person in line decides if it's going the suit, in a sense. In this one case, it's one person plays a number out, and the next person in line decides if it's going up or down. And so that's kind of the core of this game. And you're trying not to play the lowest or highest or offsuit, in a sense, to not win the tricks, because they have all little devils on the side, and whoever has the most little devils at the end of the game loses, and whoever has the least amount wins the game. So first to 100 sets up the final scoring. It's a fantastic little game that we bust out quite frequently. I've talked about it a lot on the podcast. Little Devils.
And the actual last game that I want to talk about today is an engine building game that I showed this guy how to play the week that he was out on vacation, which again, you'll hear that in a couple weeks. Him and I got together and played some 2-player games. This is by Prospero Hall, and I think it's one of the most underrated games right now that came out, Bosa.
You still haven't shown me this, you liar. You showed it to him, but not me. I see how it is.
You could have showed up. That's on
I
you.
couldn't. I have a wife who told me where I needed to be.
Well, that's on YouTube. Anyway, what'd you think?
No, it was a really good game. Like it was very surprising as to how smooth it was, and it's one of those games where you go through it the first time, you're like, I can see where I made a mistake.
Yes.
And I know what I need to do. If I play again, I know what I need to do to at least keep up.
Yep, and every card can be activated up to 4 times. Sometimes more, maybe, depending on which card it is. But, like, the way it works is that you have a number of action cards you play over 3 rounds. At the end of each round, you throw in your money, you get points for it, and you are required to donate to patronage. That is required. And the more money you have, the more points it's collectively worth. But what makes it really cool is that you're building this engine. You're buying and selling 3 different types of things, like textiles, fish, and vases, whatever the equivalent is, right? And you play a card, and then you activate every card in that row or in that column. You can either play it to the right of a card that's already there, or below a card that's already there, assuming there's no gaps that are left in place. Once you play that card, you're going to make a 4x4 grid, so 16 cards total, and you're activating all those actions, buying and selling, and it starts ramping up throughout the game, too. At first, you're like, oh, I'll get, like, a vase and a fish. Cool. All right, I'll get a fish, a coin, and I'll sell this for 4 points. Cool, whatever. And then by the end of it, you're like, all right, I have to trade in 2 of everything. I'm going to get 12 points plus 5 coins, which will trigger the, and you're just comboing off of all of the cards. And you have this cool engine that's super unique. The way it works is really clever. And yeah, I adore that game. And I can't wait to show it to eventually you. I don't know, we'll see. But as long as you've seen it, that's what really no. What a contentious episode. It's rare that we're not even debating, but yet in this episode, I know you're getting the lightsaber. Too bad I have the candlestick in the billiards room, Colonel Mustard. Anyway, so both amazing game. Alright, so let's get into today's episode. This is our top 8 Chits and Giggles episode. Our top 8 go-to Halloween games.
And again, the caveat is, we've already done this list, him and me couldn't pick the games that we've already picked.
4 years ago. It's hard to believe.
Yeah. 2021, October, that was like, I had to watch that episode just to get the games, because I don't even have it written down in the Bible over here anymore, so it's like, had to listen to the old podcasts and the shenanigans that we had with that one. Like, you could barely hear me because you used to do the recording. And so, yeah, it was a bit of a mess. We've gotten much better now.
Thankfully. And we even have special guests.
Yeah.
So, no, this will be a fun episode. I'm looking forward to it. So any caveats before we get into today's episode?
I already said my caveat.
Yeah?
So, I made sure that I owned all of these games, and most of them are actually available. There's probably 1 or 2 that are a little bit hard to find.
That's a good point. One is always kind of perpetually hard to find on my list. But
one is hard to find on my list, but I know it's coming back soon.
Yeah, cool. All right, so how about Daniel? Let's start with one of us,
okay,
and we will continue from there. So let's take it.
Starting with me, my first go-to Halloween game that I'm going to talk about, my number 8, is Halloween. The board game from Emerson Matsuuchi and Trick or Treat Studios.
Little on the nose.
Little on the nose.
Little on the nose there.
But the thing is, that's one of my favorite go-to Halloween movies. I've already watched it this year, so that tells you how much I like it. Yeah, my spooky season starts in September.
Yeah.
And I've just watched most of the Universal Monster movies already, because I watched those on the plane while I was flying.
Even when the podcast goes live, this is still kind of early.
No, but I always love watching this one. I'm a big fan of Michael Myers. I think it's one of my favorite, the slasher films out there, and I think it is the best slasher film. And this is coming from someone who watches all the Friday the 13th and all the Nightmare on Elm Streets. So I like a lot of these movies. But this game is one of the ones that really tie in the movie itself. You get that aspect. It's a one versus mini game where one player is placing Michael Myers and everybody else is playing the teenage survivors, and their goal is to rescue all the two children and find the keys and leave. Not all of them have to leave, but you have to have the children with you, because Lori was babysitting two children and she was trying to save them while Michael Myers was hunting the teenagers. And it is a fantastic game, and that tension, and then you put the Halloween soundtrack on the background, and every now and then he's behind me, isn't he? And I love the fact that I could pop in a window, you're looking out the window, and you see my footprints there, and you're like, okay, which way did he go? Did he go through the door, and he's standing behind me right now? Am I about to get stabbed? What's going on? And it's like, oh, it's your turn now. What did you just do? I saw your feet there. Where did you go? What is going on? And I love that tension, that aspect of it. So yes, my first game is Halloween, based on Halloween.
Very good.
All right, so my first game is actually an expansion to a game. So, Welcome to. They have a Halloween expansion. It's it's almost the same as the regular Welcome to, but it's just themed for Halloween. Sure. So you flip over the 3 cards, flip and right. You're going to write down your numbers. You're going to collect candy. You're going to, as well as all the other stuff you normally do. You know, whether it's build pools, whether it's, it's been a while since I played this. Whether it's
collecting candy, I know that much.
Yeah, you're collecting candy. You're still doing some of the other stuff, construction, things like that. So it's something easy, and you can play it with a lot of people. I mean, that's the big thing about it. As
long as you have sheets for it.
Yeah, as long as you have enough sheets, everybody can play. I've played Welcome to games with like 8-9 people. So it's nice because you just boom, boom, boom. All right, everybody's done. Flip over the next 3 cards. Here's what's coming. So,
honorable mention, don't they have like a zombie version of this too?
They do have a zombie version. But I chose the Halloween version.
The Halloween version's much better, yeah.
In this case, because it fit the theme a little bit better. So, actually, spoiler alert, there will be at least one zombie game on here.
I don't think I have a zombie game on this list. That tells me... hold on. Nope. I may have a zombie game on this list. I just don't know if there is one.
I technically don't. My number 8 is a classic that I feel is a lot of people's go-to game for Halloween. This is Betrayal at House on the Hill. I'm surprised I didn't have this on my original list, honestly, but it does. We're cut short. We're only doing 6 games at a time, so it makes sense. But at this time, I just see myself coming back to it again and again and again. And ever since we ended up doing like Betrayal Legacy, that was such a fantastic thing. And you could honestly pick either one. Although if you're playing Betrayal Legacy, don't do it every year on Halloween. That might just take you too long. Yeah. You can't promise you'll finish it with the same
If
group.
you can find an unpunched copy, yeah.
That's true. And apparently those are going for some dinero, right?
I got a Betrayal behind you right now. I got the Scooby-Doo Betrayal.
Oh, the Scooby-Doo Betrayal. Yeah. I mean, pick your poison, right? You could play Betrayal House on the Hill, Betrayal Baldur's Gate. Any of the other versions.
The third edition actually has an expansion where you can get it.
Yeah, exactly.
So, Pennywise it.
Yeah, exactly. So Betrayal House on the Hill, I thought that was just super obvious, right? There's no reason not to.
So you say it wasn't on your list last time?
It wasn't. I know.
How did you miss that?
You had Evil Dead 2 on your list last time.
Well...
To be fair, that's the one thing he's a fan of.
That's one of those ones where it's like...
Funny enough story, going back to that last episode, you had just shown your dad, your father-in-law Evil Dead 2.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He had just seen the movie for the very first time, which is premium. Such a good movie. All right, so now on to our number 7. So you went first this time, so me or Dom, that'll be me. So my number 7 is kind of a newer game. Do you not understand how the system works? Like, it makes sense, right?
It does make sense.
All
right. I've been cheated
twice.
Still think about it too hard. No, but every time you don't get the coin flip, you have that many more chances to get the coin flip. That's how that works. It'll pay off in dividends later. Anyway. So my number 7 is kind of a newer game, so it does make sense why it's not on, was not on the list at the time. But this is now hands down one of my go-to, and this is because not only is it a dark theme, it's a dark setting. This is the Night Cage, and the Night Cage is perfect for this because if you got the expand or the upgraded modules, you have little candles that are part of your gameplay. So if you dim the lights and you have your candle on and flickering, oh man, that sense of tension as you're playing. We did that last year, and it was one of the best times we've had. Where it was a nice dark room. We put on some spooky sound effects, some atmosphere as we were crawling through this cave, trying not to have
Not
lights
atmosphere,
off.
the game. Just an atmosphere.
Right, just an atmospheric game. And then whenever somebody got attacked by, the wax eaters, there went the candle, and then you would look around in the room, and there would just be this void of light over by the other character, and it's like, oh, can somebody light my candle, please?
I can't move very far.
I can't move very far. I'm kind of scared. It was just so satisfying, and now this is one that I think I'm going to play every single year.
Yeah, it's one of the Dammit Daniel games. I own a copy of it somewhere on my shelves over here. I couldn't find it when I was trying to pull out all the horror games.
Yeah.
But I didn't have any more room for horror games.
Yeah, it's okay you didn't find it. You're all right.
You've got a few.
Yeah, got
Quite a few, yeah.
Yeah. So, on you.
All right, my number 7 is one that I... Actually, this is another Dammit Daniel game here. This is one that he kept mentioning to me to pick up, and my wife picked me up a copy of this. Actually, it was a Christmas gift to me. And this is one that we play the mass of, but I really like this version of it because this is my type of version. And this is Similo Spookies.
Oh, yeah.
So it is the spooky ones that has like the universal monsters. It's got your Frankenstein, your werewolves, your ghouls, and stuff like that. And it's a kind of like other games out there where you have one character that you're trying to point out to everybody. So you're trying to say like, oh, this character is kind of like mine that I have. So you're putting it in one orientation and you're saying there's nothing that this really shares, and you're putting it in another orientation, basically cluing them in like, my character doesn't share anything with this one, or my character does share something with this one. And you're doing this over a set amount of rounds. Each time the other players have to eliminate different numbers. So in the first one it's 1, then 2, then 3. Then you get down to I think it's 4, and then the final one there's only 2 characters left. And if you hadn't eliminated the character that he is, then you could still keep going. But if you do eliminate that character, then you lose the game. It's cooperative. It's fantastic. The art is great. I highly recommend getting 2 copies of this game. Not just Spookies, but say you get this one and say Fables or something like that. Because it just plays much more difficult, but actually a lot better if you have a second deck of cards where you're trying to say, this character is similar. Okay, so I picked the ghoul. And so my ghoul is similar to Little Red Riding Hood because they're both wearing a hood or something like that. It's that kind of thing. I enjoy that a lot. It plays so well. You can play it with the Harry Potter sets. It's just really neat. But yeah, the one I go to all the time, and this is one that I bust out almost frequently, is Similo Spookies. Number 7.
All right, so my number 7, if you ever wanted to be a Bond villain, or you watch League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, this is a little-known Eric Lang game. It's called Victorian Masterminds.
I figured this is what it was.
So you're building your machine of epic proportions and destruction, world destruction and world domination, and on it. So it's real simple. You've got 4 chips. You're placing your chips down, 4 or 5. You're placing them down as soon as there's 3 chips stacked up on a specific spot. So your chips work as workers. You flip them all over, and you go through them. Some chips will stop people from doing things. Some chips will get you extra stuff so you can build your machine faster. And you've got to keep up with the threat level, because if you don't keep up with the threat level, you're going to end up at a point of where you can't finish off what you need to finish off. So it's one of those games that's fun. You just sit down and you go, okay. And it does that double think. Did he use his spy there because he knows that I'm going to put my engineer down and get double that, and that spy will cancel out that engineer? And, or did he decide, he's going to use it on Daniel because he's he's doing something bigger at this turn, and you can see
I
it.
never am.
So it's there, and each ship is different, and they do different things for you. So it's one of those games that it's just pure fun and mayhem, because you're trying to outthink everybody else, like, and then people will do the double, and sometimes people won't even put chips on where you put. So you have to be like, okay, how do I get this up to the stack of 3 so I can get what I need off of it? So, but that's Victorian Masterminds.
Have I played this one?
Yes.
I don't know if you have, actually.
Was it just you, me, and Bryce playing it?
I think it was, because I think we were at Bryce's.
Yeah, I don't
Because
remember.
I've only brought it
Well,
out.
it's been a while.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, at the shop before, and I think you
No,
were
I don't tend to play it. Yeah.
He suffers from CRS.
Yeah, well, that's a fact.
Can't remember stuff. That's the nice way to say it.
What does it stand for, though? Alright, ready?
Ready?
Now it's between you two.
Hey!
See, it worked out.
Alright, so... Never again, exactly. My number 6, actually, is a game I actually just thought about, and this is actually where it would have gone, is Run, Fight, or Die. Speaking of zombie games.
There you go.
It's a game I never win, but is just pure fun, mayhem, survive zombies, survive wave after wave of zombies, hope somebody else dies first and you have the most points. Or get to the edge of the town and get out and have the most points. The only thing you don't do is let the mutant zombie get too many tokens, because once he does, everybody loses. So it's got that it balances competitive with that semi-cooperative. You have to keep certain things at bay, if not, but also you're trying to pour zombies onto other people's boards so that you can, you can have that chance of winning. And then you've also got survivor cards, which the more helpful they are, the less points they're worth at the end of the game. The more harmful they are to you, the more points they're worth at the end of the game. And you got to try and keep them alive, because if not, they may come back on your board as zombies, things like that. It is one game, like, I had to play 2 games real recently of it, and it was just one of those games that's like, yeah, really, really, it's just fun. Mayhem. Everybody has a good time. You don't have to win. You roll the dice, Yahtzee rules. As long as you don't end up rolling 6 zombie heads, you're good. Yeah, you can find something to do with the dice and probably keep yourself alive, and that's always the fun part. Just eking out that, everybody's like, oh, we got him this time, and you eke out that ability to, nope, I'm surviving one more round, and that's all I got to do. Maybe somebody else will go down in that next round. So,
I like that one. Yeah. My only issue with it just overstays its welcome every now and then.
It can be a long game every once in a while, because you can, like, everybody will start eking it out. Like, you're like, wait, no, there's no way. You have 12 zombies coming at you. You can't do that. Oh, I got my special. Wiped them all out.
Yeah, other than that, I do enjoy it. It's just, it overstays its welcome sometimes.
Yeah, I need to play this one again. Yeah. I like what it does. Cool. My number 6 is a party game that is possibly the most beautiful game on my list. It's a very macabre look to it, but it's not gross, it's not gory, it's not creepy. This is Dreadful Circus. If you've seen this, there's not even clowns in it, so don't worry. You don't have to be too scared if you're scared of clowns. But the art on it is the creepiest, but so vibrant and so colorful at the same time. It looks like a festive, welcoming circus until you look at the art and you're like, everything is nightmare fuel in the best way possible. Essentially, this game, it's from Portal, if I'm not mistaken, and this, I think, is a hugely underrated game from them, because this is, like, the best game to play if you have a big party setting. And I think it's, like, 3 or 4 minimum to 8 players max. And it works really well. The components are really nice, and I know the game itself isn't that expensive. Essentially, you're just trying to get either contracts for points, or you're trying to get cards that'll give you points, or cards that'll give you combinations, or money that will. Contract tokens and money can all be given around. Yeah, it is a Portal. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So it could be bid on different things, and every turn you put down a card. When it is your turn to be one of the auctioneers, put down one of your cards from your hand. That gets auctioned off to the other players. But the catch is, everyone puts their bids or whatever the offers in their boxes, and they all hand it to the single player. The player can pick up one of them, look in it, and they have to decide right then and there if they're ever going to accept that offer. If they choose not, they give it back to the player, and they can never go back to that offer. So if I accept an offer, or if I get an offer from Daniel, I'm like, it's 3 coins. It's pretty good, but no, I'm going to pass for now. And I look at Dom's box, and he's the last one. It's 1 coin. I'm like, well, I messed that up, you know. And you choose what order you pick them in, and you choose like how it is, and people can offer like. It became like a whole meme thing, kind of like with Sheriff Nottingham. It has that same flavor, that same levity, and it's just a brilliant game. And the dark theme and the beautiful art really kind of lends itself to being played in Halloween. So that's my number 6. Have either of you 2 played this one yet?
No.
Mm-mm. I just found out this is the one we were talking about earlier, our last podcast.
Yeah.
It is re-implemented as Treasure Dwarfs from Trick or Treat Studios.
Oh, this one is?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. Well, first off, I don't know why they changed the theme. That makes no sense, but that's a phenomenal game. So yeah, go. I mean,
I was like, wait, re-implemented, and that was the one. Remember, we were talking about the Treasure Doors is one that just got re-implemented something, and I just couldn't remember
it has like little matchboxes and stuff as your crates. That's cool. Yeah, good.
All right, moving on to my number 6. This is another little party game that you actually showed us, and I found a copy of it, and I thought it was really neat. I think it's fun. It's you like the Champion Nightmare. You say it's like your go-to Halloween game. This to me would be the Nightmare replacement. It's based on an IP from Wes Carpenter of all people, Scream. This is Scream the game. It has that nightmare feel where if you play it, and again, you can play it family friendly. It's app implemented. However, it's kind of like Nightmare was back in the day where you had to watch a VHS to play that game. Mm-hmm. And what's neat about this one, too, is that you can play it as family-friendly, and so he's not really cussing as much, but you can play it as the Scream, a Ghostface character. And it screams at you, and it cusses at you, and it gives you a phone call, and telling you you're going to die if you don't meet a certain requirement. It is not a great game by any means, but it's a fun game. It's one of those games that where you just have a good time. You're like, oh, God, I got to take care of this. Oh, I got these now. Let's take care of that. And you're drawing cards, and you're trying to flip them at the right time, and you keep going, and you got to get this fast motion going before he decides to call you, and you may or may not die. Yep. It is a fantastic little quick time frame game where you're playing quick. And you're like getting that tension, that stress, because you're like, oh God, oh no, he's calling me. That's not good. You have to do this. And it's like, no, come on guys, we got to do this or I'm going to die. So yeah, I love everything about this game. It is fantastic. This is Scream the game.
This is on my short list. This is brilliant. All right, now on to our number 5s. Daniel and I.
All right, my number 5 is one that I want to play more. And in fact, next time I go with my other game group, I'm going to bust this one out because it is the one that is kind of hard to find right now. But it is coming back in print from what I've heard. And it is perfect spooky, macabre. The cartoony kind of look to it, but it is Psycho, the board game, in a sense. This is the Bloody Inn. I'm a sucker for multi-use card games. They're fun aspects of it. The rule book could be a little better. That's my one gripe about this game, because it doesn't really explain to you who the cops are, and you're sitting there and like, when we were playing it, we were trying to figure out which ones are the cops, and we're like, it's the people with the pistols on their deck of cards. Okay. And you're trying to hire them before they investigate all the dead bodies lying around the hotel room that you're wheedling out the pocket change from, and trying to pay off the Abbey to bury these bodies. And I like the fact that you can use certain cards to be grave spots in a sense, or coffins in a sense, or you're bribing the police to help you kill certain people. A very macabre theme on this one, but I love everything about the... Go ahead.
I like you were saying, like, in where this game came from, right? It makes sense. The guys with the guns are the police officers. That makes sense. Here in America, that's just a Wednesday at a Walmart. That's all that
Go to
is.
Texas, everybody has something.
Yeah, like this is you, this is me. I don't know who this is.
Yeah, exactly.
Police officer.
But so it's a fantastic little game. I love the multi. You haven't played this one yet, have you?
No, I have not.
We have to show this one to you.
That'll be sometime during this month.
Sometimes, yeah.
We need to fix that.
Because it is such a... And it's got a lot of decision space and a lot of good choices to it. This, again, is the Bloody End. I do have the expansion. I need to try the Carnies with the game. But the Bloody End by itself is fantastic. Your number 5, sir.
All right. So my number 5... part of this has been mentioned already. It was on somebody's previous list, but it's not this specific game. And yes, it's on Daniel's list here.
I'm going to say Arkham Horror LCG.
Nope.
Oh.
This is Unmatched. Except it's not the Cobble and Fog.
Oh, okay.
This is the hardest one to find.
The Buffy?
The Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Yeah. It is 100% if you find a copy, pick it up.
Get out. Especially because they don't have the license anymore.
Yep. So it is. You play the four the characters from Buffy. You can be Angel, Buffy, Spike, or Willow.
Dark Willow.
Well,
Willow she becomes Dark Willow.
She goes back and forth between Willow and Dark Willow, which is one of the cool mechanisms. They all play completely differently. It's just like an unmatched game. It's just like most of the unmatched characters, all different, but all the decks are themed really well around it. These 4 are themed very well. If you put that in combination with the Tales to Amaze, you can fight them up against the Mothman. So it just becomes fun.
Very thematic.
Very thematic for Halloween. It becomes fun. It's just one of those deals of like, hey, let's take these up against the Mothman and see what happens. And we've got the whole Horror Night, or as before, it was mentioned before, Cobble and Fog's another great one. So yeah, Unmatched.
Buffy against Dracula. That's a good one.
Yeah, there we go. That'd be fun. Just like the old movie.
Yeah. The thing about this one though, Angel is by far one of the worst characters ever made for Unmatched. He's one of the weakest characters I've ever played.
Yeah, that's fair.
That is my biggest thing. Is like, I love Angel as a character, and so that was my big disappointment with this set. But all in all, I agree with you. It's a fantastic set.
Yep, that's Unmatched. Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Pick it up if you can find it.
My number 5, it's kind of a cheap because it's not really like Halloween, but it is horror because it is based off of a horror movie. This horror movie is one of the first ones, super creepy. People like it or don't like it, but this is the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. The reason it's kind of a cheat is because either.
Which we'll be talking about next week, so you can find out which one you want.
That's right. I like both of them, the Funko one and the Trick or Treat Studios one.
The Funko one is called Texas Chainsaw Massacre Slaughterhouse for everybody.
And the other one is the board game.
The board game.
Yeah. Both of them are good. One is just a simpler press your luck, like bag building kind of thing, communal bag building. Try to get there. There's some questions with some of the rules. That's why the only reason why it's not as high as it is. But the components are fantastic. But then the Slaughterhouse one is more of a strategic experience, more scenario driven, and developed by Prospero Hall, who is leaders in the industry.
Also, one versus many rather than pure co-op.
That's true. Yeah, exactly. But both of them, you have to get the keys, get the gas, get out. That's what you got to do. Sometimes some people might not make it. That's kind of the point. And one of the things I like about the board game one, the Trick or Treat Studios one, is that there's no player elimination, even though there's character elimination. If your character dies, they get put on a hook. Then you can decide if you want to keep fighting for it, and then you have to really press your luck, or just let them die, and then you get a new character, which is super fun. But again, there's some fiddliness with it. But the grotesque bag, one of the best components in any game. That with the pairing up of the barbecue tray, where you're putting your tokens in, premium. Love it. So, Texas Chainsaw Massacre is my number 5.
The Trick or Treat Studio ones was on my short list.
Yeah.
I just like that bag building aspect of it.
Yeah, it's a great little game. All right, on to our number 4s. You started us off, so it'll be either Dom or I. That'll be.
All right, so my number 4. This is one of the games you can play anytime during the year, but it really does feel more of a Halloween game. It is app assisted, but it has a really cool tower that you get to play with. This is Return to Dark Tower. by Restoration Games. And they are coming out with more for it. So this is going to be fun. You're going to choose a scenario. You play out the scenario. It's going to destroy the land. If you don't get it done, everybody's got to work together. It's it's cooperative. Thing is, farther you go into it, you're throwing skulls into the tower. More skulls come out. More chances for you to lose. This is a game that, depending on what types of bad guys you're going against, can cause you all kinds of problems. If they work together, if the bad guys work together with what you're doing, makes the game slightly easier. If they're just random, it can make the game really hard. One game, literally one turn away from winning, and the tower said, well, you're done. Other game, probably finished about one turn ahead of the tower, and that's what's cool about it. There's no set number of turns for a round.
The tower just decides.
Yeah. And so, and it tells
You've
you...
had enough.
Yep.
Wrap it up.
Wrap it up, yep. And it tells you, like, hey, pull this door off. Whatever falls out, you're stuck with. So
I love that part of that game.
Yeah.
That makes it so good.
Yeah,
so it's Return to Dark Tower. So.
You had another game on your list, Run, Fight, or Die, where I said it kind of overstays its welcome. This one could go long, and it doesn't feel like you're playing for 3 hours.
No. It holds true every time. My number 4 is the biggest party game on my list, because this could play up to 12 players.
You cannot put Nightmare on your list again.
No, it's not. It's not Nightmare. But this one, while it's the least horror themed out of all these games, it's all about murder, and this is called Dead Last, and this is just one of the silliest. You roll your eyes, but this is something that I pull out every time.
I know. I'm just like, how did I not see this being on your list?
Right. I love this game.
He champions this game.
Oh,
I
yes.
do.
Yes, he
I
does.
do, because it's such a smart idea. It's a really simple, player elimination. We're all voting for one person to go away every round. That's real simple. Except there's some tricks. If there's a tie for most players who get voted out, well, then they all go. And then also, whoever didn't vote for that majority also goes. They're all eliminated, and I love that fact. And it makes the rounds really punchy or snappy. It comes down to the round where there's either 1, 0, or 2 people remaining. If it's 1, they take all the treasure cards themselves. If there's 0 people, well, mutual destruction. They're all dead. But if there's 2, they play a little round of Prisoner's Dilemma to see who gets what. I love it. It's so smart. It's a brilliant game how it works. And yeah, I think this is just one of the best party games that you can have out there. And especially with the fact that since it's Halloween themed, it just makes sense, because the sillier the theme, the darker the theme. And if you're having a Halloween party, this is a go-to to pull out.
All right, my number 4 is one of those times how you're talking about a party game and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I've got a game here that is if you want to or have no one to hang out with and you're just kind of chilling, watching horror movies or something like that. Because sometimes I spend Halloween alone because my wife's on the road or something like that for work. This is one that I can bust out. This is a solo game. There is quite a bit for it. You knew this was going to be on my list. This is Final Girl, because it has everything. It has a Nightmare on Elm Street, which is Terror on Maple Lane or something like that. I can put Freddy Krueger in the background while I have basically Groundskeeper Willie trying to kill me, because that's what it looks like, because he's got like a rake and everything. It's kind of neat. You have a Jason Voorhees kind of character, so put on a Friday the 13th movie in the background. You want to play aliens? There's a xenomorph in there in one of the sets. So, and I love the fact that it's like, pick your poison. You got to have a core game, and then you could pick whichever box that you want to play against. I have everything, but you don't need to have everything. You can have 1, 2, or 3 boxes. Pick what you choose. There's Poltergeist. There's what else do we got here? We got Geppetto in this one, an evil Geppetto or a Puppet Master kind of style game. It is so much fun. It's a great little solo game. It's a little lucky because of the dice rolls. There is some mitigation in there, so it's not like too bad. But it plays pretty quickly. You can get it done in about 30 minutes to 45 minutes, depending on what character you're playing it and how they do the different things. So far, my favorite one has been the Terror in Maple Lane, because I love the little puzzle aspect of when cards getting drawn out and how he's doing his things. If you're in that nightmare realm, it's kind of really neat how that works. There's 3 volumes of sets, and I think there's like 1, 2, 3, 5 per set, so that's kind of cool. I love everything about this game. I have everything. I've only just started getting into Volume 2 because I had to face everything in Volume 1. I really want to dig into Volume 3, and I even got a new one that just came out recently. It's Bad Times at Buddy Land, which is kind of a Five Nights at Freddy's style game. It's one that they're just releasing single copies now. They may do like a big box Kickstarter later down the ride. But Vound Riders really knocked it out of the park with this game. If you've liked Hostage Negotiator, this is an upgrade to that with a little bit more clean rules and stuff like that. So yeah, Final Girl, pick your poison, whichever one you want. I love the whole series.
Cool. And that was our number 4s. So on to our number 3s. You start us off, so it'll be either you or me. That'll be me. My number 3 is the smallest game out of all of these. It's a real simple little game that's based off of the Stephen Rhodes games.
I thought this was going to be the Smirk and Dagger one.
Nope. Nope. This is go-to. I mean, let's summon demons. It's
on my short list.
Yeah, it's basically Machi Koro with killing kids. Like, I mean, never thought you would say that.
Machi Koro with demon summoning. Get it right.
Well, you have to sacrifice the children for the
Yeah, that's true. You could sacrifice animals.
Yes.
You know, there's that factor too. But you first to summon 3 demons. Yeah, the dog always survives. Right. The first summon 3 demons wins the game. The way you do that is by luring animals, pets, or kids or whatever to your from the neighborhood. Once you discard their cards, we'll be nice about it. Once you discard 3 of their cards, then you may summon a demon, which will give you an ongoing ability. What makes this game so fun is that it's a cool engine building game. You want to get these kids into your neighborhood because they each give you an ability. When you roll a die, every card that has that number on it, or you roll 2 dice, let's say you roll a 7, every card that has a 7 on it gets activated, whether it's yours, whether it's mine, whether it's on my turn or not. And it keeps going. Normally it'll be ways to get different soul tokens. The more you get, the more you can trade in to potentially get more kids. So we're on there to get those demons first. First one to get 3 wins and have 10 souls in addition to that. It's a very demented theme. It's very demented. But again, you're probably listening to this for a reason. That is one of my go-to Halloween games. Despite it being such a demented theme, it works really well. It's a solid game on its own. If they ever made a non-demented version of it, I don't know why they would, but they might, then it's worth checking out.
All right. I do agree. Like I said, it was on my short list. I do enjoy that game a lot, but there's the other 8 games on my list are one I'd rather play more. And speaking of which, this is the newest game on this list. I only just recently played this game, but man, did I really enjoy that play of it. And I had a fantastic time that I am going to play it again sometime within the next couple weeks when I get together with my other crew, or in this crew, depending on when it becomes my pick. And this is Terrorscape. The table presence alone in this game is fantastic. You have equal side boards, and there's a screen, basically a whole building in front of you, which also works as your dice tower and stuff like that. And it plays so well. And it has, as I mentioned with Final Girl, you have so many options with this game because there's 3 out of the base box and then all the different expansions. Like you have a plant thing, you have a Texas Chainsaw Massacre style character that you have to fight. It's simple turns. The survivors have 2 actions on their turn. And then the bad guy gets to go, and they basically can do a couple things and play a card that can allow them to do a little bit more stuff. But everything that the bad guy does, we all know, unless they're playing the stealthy characters, and so that can change things as well. And everything that they do on their map, it happens on our map. Okay, I put a block on this door and this door, so we have to put those blocks up. Okay, I'm in this room. I'm going to do a search. Are there any survivors in here? And it's real simple. The survivors, all they need to do is one of 2 things. They need to find 5 keys and escape, or they have to fix I think it's the radio, and survive 5 turns once the radio, and they win. All the monster has to do is take out one of the survivors. You have to hit the survivor twice. For that to matter. Sometimes we can heal ourselves, sometimes we can't. It just depends on what's going on. It's a very simple game, fantastic. Table presence alone is amazing. I love this game from that one turn, and I knew this is going to be a horror game that's just going to be bust out all the time, and so that is Terrascape.
All right, so my number 3 is a game from Pandasaurus Games. It's a little bit hard to get a hold of. These two guys have played it before. Played it last year, actually, for Halloween. This is, we're a bunch of necromancers.
Oh. I forgot this was Pandasaurus.
See, I thought you were going to go Nyctophobia. I was like, that's
no.
a Pandasaurus horror theme.
No,
Gotcha. Okay, yeah. Sorry.
This is Dead Man's Cabal. So we're all necromancers. We all want to have a party, and you were going to reanimate your zombies as part of your party. So what's cool about this is it's action selection. Your actions are skulls. You choose, basically you draw a skull from the bag, you push it onto this grid. Whatever skull you push off, that's the action you're going to take. You have a pool of skulls. You can then pay bones to put more skulls out. You can do a bunch of different things. You're trying to reanimate basically as many people as you can to get points. It's one of those games that's like, when you sit there, it's got a big table presence. You don't realize how big it is until you put it out on the table. You're like, whoa. Yeah. It's like, for the game, the type of game it is, it has this huge table presence. But when you're building your tableau and things like that, I mean, it just becomes fun. Because to reanimate, you actually have to cast a spell with those specific skulls in there. And then you pull them off the board. But it's a communal pot. So somebody before you might go, oh, I have something that works for this, and pull off the ones that you need. So and then you have to sit down and go, okay, well, I've got all of these skulls. What can I do? Is there any card in my hand that I can actually activate? Because I just chose this action to activate, to build in my tableau. So yeah, that's Dead Man's Cabal. Like I said, it's a little bit harder to find, but it is a game that's just, to me, it's just fun, and the action selection is really what makes it. Because you get to you have limited choices, but you also do get to choose where you're going to push that skull in, because it might be important the next time that it gets around to your turn. That skull could have been pushed all the way across, and you're like, that's the one I need.
Yep. Cool.
I just keep forgetting that's a Pandasaurus game.
Yeah. Great components.
Yeah, it's fantastic components.
The bones, pieces. Very cool. All right, on to our number 2s.
Our number 2s, and you started, so.
Yep, so it'll be one of you two. Here we go.
All right, and so my number 2 is another more recent game. I think it barely came out this year, probably about June or July. I think it reached to Kickstarter backers.
Mm-hmm.
This is a fantastic game, and this is the one where I said might have a zombie in it because I haven't played all the characters in this game. Yeah. But we just recently played this 2 weeks ago, right before I left on my trip.
Yep.
I enjoy everything about this game. This is Spooktacular from our friends over at Level 99 Games. This is just fun. Your B-movie monsters come to life, and you're trying to spook as many of the moviegoers as you can, depending on different rules that your specific character plays. It's so asymmetrical. There is 20-some-odd characters or something like that in the base game. Easy, intermediate, advanced, so you pick your poison how you want to play it. If you just want to play easy because it's your first time play, that's highly recommended to do that as well. But if you feel you're more experienced, you have more of a challenge with the intermediate and the advanced plays. But yeah, so you could tell the tongue-in-cheek aspect of this. I enjoy everything about it. I like the pinball Mancala mechanism that Gamehead Geek, once he figured out what was going on, he's like, oh, okay, now I get what's going on with this one. I played the Christine character, which is the car, and that one was really neat because I'm just picking up passengers and moving around the board and eating as many characters as I can. It is such a fantastic game. I love everything about it. It plays really quick. Again, another one of those with quick, simplistic mechanisms, because it tells you what to do with your character. You either do this, then you do this, but everybody's is different. Sometimes we're going to be playing cards. Everybody's going to play cards. Everybody has the basic cards, and everybody has their own special cards based on their character that do a little different things. And I just enjoyed the mess out of this one. I think it's a really well done. This is probably one of my favorite Level 99 games. I love Bullet a lot too. But this one, I keep going back to it, and again, it's the kind of theme that I love. I love that tongue-in-cheek B-movie horror movies back in the day. So yeah, Spooktacular, my number 2.
All right, my number 2. This guy's probably thought, well, my number 2 and my number 1 are really close together. They can probably guess which one of them is. What the top 2 are. This one is...
I definitely know what they are, but I'll let you say it. Go ahead.
Yeah, no. This one actually is Nemesis, or Nemesis Retaliation.
I thought this was going to be your number 1, in all honesty.
Kind of figured you guys thought this one might be, and it just got edged out by something else. So basically it's Nemesis or Nemesis Retaliation. Pick your thing. You've got...
No Lockdown?
No, Lockdown's the middle one. Retaliation is Aliens.
Yeah.
This is Alien, the board game, without
the license. It's more Alien, the board game, than Alien Fate of Nostromo was.
So that's not his number 1.
I know that's not his number 1. It's neither of ours number 1s, and I'm the Alien fan in this group.
So this one, basically, when Nemesis is semi-cooperative, well, you can play it cooperatively as well. We played it semi-cooperatively before, where you're just trying to finish your goal and get out. Some people blow up ships.
The ship was in my way.
It's fair. And then launch all the escape pods, and they happen to be on the last one.
They look so cool flying away like that.
But I mean that's part of the fun of the game is that you've got this deal, and you can't directly interact with people. But you might be like, it might be, well, kill the player to your left, but I can't actually shoot him. If there happens to be an alien in the room and I throw a grenade, it might just be an accident. Or, well, it might be what my secret mission is. And, of course, Nemesis Retaliation is Aliens, the board game. You want to go on a bug hunt? That is what this game is about, is going on the bug hunt.
I don't want to go on the bug hunt. I want to leave. I don't want to be on this planet anymore.
So, it's a big sprawling game, but it is just pure fun. It's another one of those games you look up and you're like, wait, we've been playing how long? Mm-hmm. I didn't even realize it, because we're like, wait, there's noise over here, and no, I'm going this way. Wait, how did the alien get over here right in front of me?
There's vents right there, bud.
Exactly.
You forgot to lock down the vents.
He's a ninja.
So, that is Nemesis.
Alright, and my number 2 is a crossover with Daniel, and again, you need to play this, Dom. The Bloody End is so good.
Then your number 1 is a crossover with me as well.
It's awfully presumptuous. No, but number 2, my number 2 is The Bloody End. It's so good. Everything Daniel said about it. It's such a dark theme, but multi-use cards works really well. The action building up as you're bribing these people to come work for you instead of against you. The fact that you use them for these actions, you have to discard them unless they work with that action. Then you get them on back, which builds those actions up even better. Most money wins. I just love the idea. It's like, but my favorite part about it is that when you let somebody have a restful night and they leave accordingly, no harm, no foul, right? Mm-hmm. They still pay you $1. Like it's such a, they pay
for the room.
It's such an insult. It's like, you just gave me $1. It's like, I know you're worth $26. I know you could have died, but that cop that's over there, I didn't have enough to bribe him.
And I have like these 2 bodies over here.
Yeah, it's like, I had to take care of that first. The next time you come around, there'll be a $2 tip for you. Yeah, The Bloody End. I just adore that game. I'm so glad I found it. So at a Bookman's run, or it wasn't even a Bookman's run, I found this at a Bookman's in Phoenix, this Dreadful Circus and Dilbert the card game. One of those is not like the others, but The Bloody End and Dreadful Circus back to back was just the best finds for Halloween. Alright, and on to our number 1.
And I'm out of this running.
Huh?
I'm out of this running.
Right. I'm just gonna start.
Okay, yeah, because it's a crossover.
It's a crossover. It's spooktacular. Yeah. I mean, this was like, when we played it. We're like, because I had already previously played it with our friends over at Level 99, and I enjoyed it so much. I was like, man, okay, I'm gonna back it full price. I'm not even gonna ask them for a review copy. They are cool enough. They might send us one. You know, they're just great guys. I would rather pay them money directly and just go, I want to financially support you because I love this game. This game is so dope. And I got it, and we played it again. It's like, man, it just keeps holding true. I'm going to keep playing this every Halloween. It's for sure. This right there with Nightmare is up there.
Yeah, in fact, this, Terrascape, and I think the Bloody End are 3 that I'm packing in my bag, and it's going to be currently just staying in my bag until the spooky season's over.
Yep. No, it makes a lot of sense. So, Spooktacular, that is my number 1.
Called it.
Yeah. I was pretty much figuring it was.
Yeah. My number 1 is probably by far the most played Halloween game for me, and this is a straight up go-to Halloween game because it's not even for me. It is one of my friend's favorite board game of all time. This is Mysterium. And we play this pretty much, yeah, and we play this pretty much every Halloween because, again, this is my friend Maria's, her favorite game of all time. In fact, we play it every so often throughout the year, too. And we have such a blast with this game. We love everything about it. And it's real simple. You're all having a seance, and a ghost is trying to speak through you through dreams using Dixit-style cards to point out who killed them, what the weapon was, and the location that they were murdered. I got those out of order, but those are the 3 things that you have to find, and then you go into the final stage, and it clues you into who the bad guy really is. That is my only nitpick about this game, is that final round. It just,
See, I love it, but I'm that's
you're
like
in the minority.
I know I'm the exception to that, but I like it.
We all really do enjoy playing this one, especially when it's usually one of my friends, Angel, playing the ghost, and we're like, really? You're giving me something based off colors, and I'm colorblind. What the heck is going on with this ghost? What is wrong with this ghost? Come on, man. And we have a blast playing this. Like I said, this is our go-to Halloween game. This is probably by far the most played out of all these games on this list because we play it every Halloween. I don't even have to take my copy over and we'll play it for Halloween because they own their own version of it with everything for it. So I love the fact that it's a seance theme. I love the simple Dixit mechanism with the most amazing art with the way these cards work. And it's like, oh, that's a giant chessboard. There is a chessboard in this room. I wonder if that's what it is. But it's black and white. Could be the church over here because that was the nun that killed her, so it might be in the church area or something like that. Yeah, it is fantastic. I love everything about it. Mysterium.
I might bring over, if my next pick comes before Halloween, I might bring over the old school Polish version that I have.
Okay.
Just so you can see it. It's so wild.
All right, Dammit Dom, you're number 1.
Take us home. Last one.
What's your guess?
Horrified?
Nope.
Okay. That
was my guess.
Yeah. Wow, both of yours? No, we played it last year, actually, also. This is Court of the Dead, Mourner's Call.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Well, I only played it the one time. I didn't think of that.
Yeah. That's fair.
So, this is probably the second hardest game. Now that I think about it, the second hardest game to find on this list. It was a Kickstarter.
Because it's so damn expensive.
It's expensive, and it's a conglomeration of mechanisms.
Yeah.
So it's action selection, it's worker placement, and
multi-use card.
Yeah, multi-use cards.
Yeah.
So basically,
it's got everything in the kitchen sink.
Yeah,
that's a good way of putting it. Yeah. So it's a. But to put to put one of your characters out there, you have to choose a faction to be part of. And then from there, you put your characters out there from that faction or multiple factions, depending on how you do it, because each faction has 2 sets of characters with it, and they each do different things. When you put them out there, though, you're in purgatory, and you're trying not to get the gaze of heaven or hell. And so you have to balance out everything. So when you put a worker out, it's like, oh, well, they're going to start looking around. So, well, I need to take it down a notch to be able to put a worker out. And this is where the cards come in. the multi-use cards. The multi-use cards a lot of times will allow you to take it down a notch, put a character out, move it up a notch. You can buy other characters or you can buy cards. They'll give you different powers. A lot of times they'll give you characters. They give you extra stuff. And then the other big thing is at the end of every round, the game usually lasts between 3 and 5 rounds. You have to, everybody has to contribute to the Soul Forge. And if you don't contribute, you get negative points. If you do contribute, the person that contributes the most will get some positive points, which is one of the in-game timers. But the thing is that if you don't meet that threshold, everybody pays the price. So it's one of those deals of like it's that double think. Like, well, I've got this stuff, but I really want to use this next round for this to buy this card. So I don't want to use too much of it, but I don't know if Danny is going to put anything in. Oh, wait. He may or may not have put something in. The other cool thing that you do right at the beginning of the round is you divide up that the currency. But you have to divide it into one more than the amount of players there are. And whatever is not taken goes to the Soul Forge, so it starts you out a little bit ahead. But then some people go, well, there's already 3 in there. I don't need to contribute. So it's one of those games. It's fun. You're going up tracks. You're trying to keep everything balanced, and you're gaining different resources through placing out on the board. So that is Court of the Dead, Mourner's Call.
It's actually a really beautiful game at that.
Yeah.
It's well produced, but yeah, that is expensive.
Yeah.
With that being said, before we close out, anything on your short list that you haven't mentioned?
Yeah, I'm just gonna quickly run through like the ones that I had on here, which was quite a few. But yeah, so again, like you said, Scream, Atmosphere was actually one of them. I thought about putting that on this one. Like, it's basically Nightmare.
Yeah.
Zombie Mania, World Z League, Tower of Madness, This Game is Killer, The Coldest Nights, Shaky Manor.
I thought that one was going to be on your list.
I know it was short. It was close. Fearsome Floors, Fear, Phantom Inc., Ouija Manor, which is a brand spanking new one. It's super cool. It's like Mysterium, but with Ouija, like a Ouija board. It's weird. One Night Ultimate Werewolf, Mysterium Horrified, Dead of Winter, and Evil Dead 2, 1%. Yeah, it's called Evil Dead 2, 1%.
Any on your short list?
So my short list, Mist Over Carcassonne. I was very surprised that wasn't on Danny's list there. Yep. Horrified, of course. About it. Elder Sign, 51st State.
Oh, yeah.
Dead of Winter.
Dead of Winter was also mine, so.
Yep.
And then I had 2. One, I want to get to the table this year. We'll see if it happens. My Father's Work. I really want to get that one to the table. I have it. It has not gotten to the table yet, but that's partially because it is a minimum 3-hour game.
Yeah.
Yep.
So it does make it hard to get it on a weeknight. And then the other one is Dice Throne, Outcasts, and Unchained, which should be shipping soon. So,
all right. So my short list, I had Fury of Dracula. I mentioned Dead of Winter. The Texas Chainsaw Massacre was another one. Basically everything on the
short list, right?
Cthulhu Death May Die was actually on my short list because I do like busting out Cthulhu games around this time. Yep. What else was on here? The Hunger is kind of pretty cool. It was on my short list. I literally just went that one. Mm-hmm. Oh, the City of Living was another one short list. That if you wanted to play a zombie game, that's what I would go with. Mm-hmm. Betrayal in the House of the Hill was another one that was on my short list. But other than that, yeah, I pick your poison here.
Did you already have Arkham Horror the LCG on your last list?
Yeah, it was on my last list.
Okay.
It was actually my number 3, I think, on my last list. Yes, it was my number 3.
Because I was actually expecting Death May Die to be on this list.
Like I said, it was on my short list. I really did enjoy. I do enjoy it, but that's one of those that I play more outside of Halloween than I do Halloween. Whereas, like the ones that are horror movie based, I play more around Halloween time. Spooktacular. Dead Men Tell No Tales was also on my short list. I thought that was a fantastic game. Mm-hmm. But yeah, there's my short list there. Close this out.
Cool. So we hope you enjoyed today's episode. If you ever want to contact us directly, we have an email, everydayboardgames2020@gmail.com. Shows how long we've been doing this. You can email us whether you want to give us ideas for future episodes, to enter in possible contests that we may be running out of time, or to just reach out and say hello. Also, we have Instagram, instagram.com/everydayboardgames. We can check out what we've been playing together as a group. Some references with Dammit Dom here, and or just the random shenanigans I tend to post.
And all video re-uploads and reviews are found under youtube.com/@everydayboardgames. And if you like what we do, there are 3 things you can do to tell us to help us grow on the platform. Subscribe if you're not, like the video, and comment down below and tell us your thoughts on the subject.
We also stream our episodes live at twitch.tv/everydayboardgames. Be sure to follow us there so that way you can be notified when we start streaming live and join in on the live conversation, like our friend Board Game Bard and Masmos today.
And all audio versions can be found on most podcast platforms under Everyday Board Games Podcast. This includes Spotify, Amazon Music, Podbean, and Apple.
So as always, I've been your host, Daniel.
And I've been your host, Daniel.
And I'm Dammit Dom.
And we want to thank you for listening to Everyday Board Games.
And remember, every day is a good day for board gaming.
What's your slogan?